Welcome back to the series. Well, to better build a structure, we need first to understand its elements and all the aspects related to it. And that's why if we want to understand how we grow, we need to scrutinize the different life stages. And if we want to solve our problems wisely, then we need to do that at the grassroots level. So let's go back in time. Now, the moment we arrive in this world, we are born with a cry and a shock. If our mother during pregnancy was unhappy and suffering for any reason, there would be this parcel of unhappiness and pain that we carry with us to the world. And if our mother was happy, waiting for us excitedly, then we would be coming into this world without this burden parcel. But in both cases, the world is not as we expected. The safe darkness, the quiet and still water that embraced us in our mother's wombs. Outside is so bright, it's lamp bright, not that natural brightness. There is noise all around, there are lots of faces staring at us. And this is the first big shock. We realize that this is something different. It is a blurry, cold reality. But then later there feels these warm hands and this cuddle from someone we feel we know. So warm and so loving, the soft and the sweaty hands of our mother and the big, strong hands of our father. And this is what gives us this first sense of safety. So we calm down and we know that it is not as scary as it seems. But at that moment, we as infants know that we have started something, what we call life. From the age of 0 to 2 years old, we are in this stage of sleeping and dreaming, in this stage of relaxation. This is known as the delta brainwave. It has a frequency of between 0.4 and 1 hertz. So in other words, we are not here aware of our surroundings. We are only crying when hungry or in pain, learning to smile, learning to recognize some voices around us, becoming assured that our mother, our father, our siblings are helping us meet our needs. So all our needs are met at this stage. And this is the second shock. We have needs and it gets painful and uncomfortable when they are not met. And this is the total opposite to what it has been like in our mother's womb. We were receiving food through this umbilical cord without any effort. And the third shock is that this world we have landed in is noisy. There are sounds all around, human sounds, machines. Sometimes it gets too noisy and even scary when there is a truck passing by or just mama singing some opera might make our lips roll and our eyes tear. After that comes the next stage. This is from age 2 to 6 year olds, and this is a drowsiness state. This is the brain wave theta with the frequency of 4 to 8 hertz. And here the senses are working very well to help us perceive the surroundings. And there are 3 active brain networks for alerting, orienting, and self-regulating our moves and our actions. So here we are building perceptions, but still we tend to play or we tend to pay attention to our own world. To ourselves only. We are quarreling over a toy, we are playing for hours, we are focusing only on our world, not aware how other people are feeling around us, whether our parents are sad or angry or whatever. This is not of our concern at this stage. Now the fourth shock comes when we get sad or angry or afraid, all those occasional emotions that start dotting challenges on our blank page, on this blank page of our lifetime. During these primary years, starting from the time we were perceived in our mother's womb until age 7, we are like a sponge. We feel every emotion she feels, and we absorb every reaction in our environment. And more to that, we are storing it in our subconscious. So if our family is a laughing, happy family, if our conditions are good all around, if we have loving relatives, supporting friends, caring teachers, on the other side of the spectrum, if we have an angry family, an abusive mother, an angry father, intimidating teachers, bullying classmates, tough conditions, everything is encrypted. And by this we mean it's not known to us. It remains hidden until a trigger pops, and this will show later, definitely. So childhood is the most critical stage because unpleasant emotions, when absorbed and not regulated, can be very difficult to erase. So even children can feel the fears and insecurities of the parents, which later translate into insecurities, a lack of trust, doubt in everything around them. So when we are 6 to 12 years old, we start to get out of this inward focused state into a more open one. So we start here to reflect and observe more. And this is here the alpha brainwave with the frequency between 8 and 12. Our play here is different. It involves identifications, categorizations, associations. There's always action, but still it is passive. We are now going more out of ourselves and starting to realize people around us, more people, and the circle gets bigger and bigger. And with more analysis and misunderstandings of incidents so many times, there will be wounds, and the wounds will get deeper and deeper. And this is the fifth shock. We realize that we are not the center of the world. We are not alone. The focus is not only on us. Our needs are not the only needs. We are asked here to focus on others, on the needs of others, even please others. And we are also asked to leave the fun and exert effort to do something requested from us, such as studying and preparing for a test or doing homework. So at this stage, we start losing our sense of childhood. Our inner child dims, this imaginative, fun, and stress-free being inside of us. When we are 12 years old and growing into our teenage years, our attention now is more diverted to the outside world. The brain waves are the beta waves with the frequency above 12, most of the times 14 to 30, and it can sometimes reach 35. And here the brain is active and it's busy setting goals, completing tasks. So here we have crossed the threshold of the subconscious and moved into the conscious level. Now we are observing, now we are aware and registering every detail, and we are recalling these details. Our brains continue to connect more neurons now, and our hearts continue to store more emotions. And these emotions, especially if they were negative emotions, they will start to form fences and walls between our lower selves and higher self. And by higher self, we mean our connection to our divine. When there is anxiety, our anxiety triggers become more, and there is some sort of alienation from peace. And this alienation from peace gets more and more. So here we are not only exposed to people and situations, but also to external material like influencing friends, social media, news, all these mainstream media. So there is more pressure also to score high in school, to be like this person or that person, to do this and to do that, to choose this and choose that. And here is the sixth shock. There are lots of things that we cannot understand as we are going into puberty. We cannot understand ourselves well, the changes in our bodies, the family demands, the culture, our values. We are not enough and we may need to compete. We need to prove ourselves to please ourselves. We need to prove ourselves to our parents to please our parents. We want to prove also ourselves to the community, to the society we live in. So every impression matters at this stage. And now we start to fret. Am I being accepted the way I am? How can I be enough? Will I be enough? We cross from teenage stage to early adulthood, and we are still in the beta state, but here we are fluctuating from low beta, which is this busy, active, but still relaxed state, to a high level of beta. This is when we are very busy, we are stressed out. So we are busy here achieving degrees, taking those first steps on our professional ladder. We are also thinking of having a family, and we all know the demands of a family. We have to find the person who will later become our spouse, all the obligations, economic challenges, social challenges. So more and more anxiety and more dots on that empty sheet, and they have become dark gray scribbles. They are so unclear. They are so incoherent. And now what? So this is the seventh shock. The seventh shock. We are caught in the spider web of life. At the age of 35 or 40 for many people. It's either that we manage to escape the hungry spider waiting for our fate, or we fail to escape and we end being gulped forever. So in all here, we have started accumulating experiences from the time we were in our mother's womb and even before, and this is a different topic to discuss. And the dots added almost every time in our personal and professional lives have clouded that white blank sheet. So these 7 shocks fracture the foundation of our characters. So whatever comes throughout our diverse experiences, whether positive or negative, they are deeply influenced by these shocks. In our next talk, we will discover why education that we know is not the only solution for our growth. Stay tuned so we discover that together and how we can fix the fracture at an early age or an earlier stage. And remember, we deserve no less because we are much, much more.